It's a true story about this guy who won't be named. But he was basically a cuck, and I used to be a cuck, so I kind of look at that, and I kind of worry about him now. Is he still a cuck? Whatever. So getting back to the story of I'm gonna say his name. He got bullied by a fat bitch, a fat ghetto ugly bitch, and the reason why he got bullied is because he was a cuck. He was like a pacifist, if you will. I was too, but I have a button that can be pressed repeatedly, but I don't like for that button to be pressed. And it depends on the person is. I might let them, like, I'm a very patient man. I feel like every man should be patient, because if they jump into something, a police could come around the corner and lock you up and make you look like the bad guy just because you're hitting anybody. It could be a man or a woman. But you know what I'm saying? As long as it's on camera, you're fine. As long as you can see who the aggressor is at the beginning, you're fine. But I'm not going to get into that. So he was bullied. And I was the person to step in and be like, stop. Like, yo, stop. What the fuck are you doing to this fat, ugly, ghetto ass bitch? She had another friend that was a ghetto. I ain't gonna talk about her because I could destroy that bitch in 2 seconds. You know, I just, like, me being a man, having to restrain against hood rat ass bitches. Like, she was too big for all that shit. Like, she did that to me, and you know, it wouldn't be the same thing. You know. So I told her to stop. She didn't want to stop, and I basically told her, like, when we got out of the class, like, if you don't stop, something's gonna happen. And I should have just said, I'll beat the shit out you because I don't give a fuck. You a fat ass bitch. And, you know, I don't give a fuck if I get suspended for protecting somebody else. That's something that I'm not worried about, because at the end of the day, I'll be looked at as a hero to that one person and not have to worry about anybody else. And, you know, with me not being the aggressor, but being the sheepdog in the situation, if you ever seen American Sniper, you know what I'm talking about. I'll just be good with God, myself, and with the person that was bullied. Either way, I win. Like, it doesn't matter what the people think. As long as the people are paying attention and smart people are there, they'll be able, hopefully, to disperse the hate around a little bit or deflect the hate. I'll be able to do it. In that situation, what would I do differently? I would basically try to tell him, like, yeah, you know the reason why she's really doing this, why you're getting bullied by a woman, because in her mind, she believes that you won't hit her, and that's the reason why she's bullied. And the reason why she believes you won't hit her is because you're a little bitch, number one. And number two is because she's a woman. But here's the thing. My nigga, and he was black. I'm not going to say he was. And he kind of looked like me. So, because I was a cuck. I was a pacifist. I was a pussy, if you will. Not that much of a pussy. Like, you know, I wasn't a complete pussy that wouldn't fight anybody. I just knew my limitations and knew my role as a cuck. I played that role too well. Too well. I wasn't playing. That's why I played it too well. So what I basically relayed to him is that you could beat the fuck out of her. No, basically what I would relate to him is that you could beat the fuck out of her. Like, nothing that she could do. The most that she could do is slam you against the locker or slam you on the ground. But if you start hitting that bitch, she gonna have to eat them punches. And those are punches from a man. And he was taller than me. He wasn't necessarily bigger or buffer than me. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's probably different now. I hope he is. I hope he didn't get, like, raped or something, because, you know what I'm saying? You know, cucks are effeminate. They're not gay. They're effeminate. And they could be fucked. And they will be fucked in jail or by any rapist, you know, that just sees them as an easy target. So you don't want to be like a woman. You don't want to be effeminate like a woman or feminine like a woman, because motherfuckers going to think that you gay and you're not. So he could have beat the shit out of her. He just didn't have the confidence and the I want to say wherewithal. No, he had the potential to be a man. But being a man is not about beating a bitch to death. But it's also about not being a bitch in general. Like, you can't be a bitch and then try to talk to bitches. Like, you can't do that. Like, you have to be a man. Let's talk about cucks and fat bitches. Okay. Cucks are funny little creatures, and they take what they can get, and it's kind of sad, really, because I used to be one, and that's exactly what I did. I took what I could get, but I never took ugly. Never. I took stinky. I took fat. Never really took crazy, but, you know, truly crazy. All bitches are crazy, but there's levels to this shit. And I've met bitches that were skyscraper crazy. So, stay away from them bitches. And I didn't like crazy bitches in general. You know, But his thing about all bitches, whether they're ugly, fat, or old, whenever attention they get, whatever type of attention, sexual attention that they get, they take it and they run with it. And they run with your heart. But as a man, which sounds so gay, they run with your heart. No, but they do. They run with your heart and they stomp on, oops, I'm sorry, my bad. You know, but they run with your heart and they play games, even if they're ugly, even if they're detestable. It's really just detestable women, you know, and it's not detestable because they're fat or old, and maybe because they're ugly, because that makes them detestable and they don't feel bad. And it's the same for men. According to women, they find you detestable if you're broke, if you're ugly, if you're sad, if you're a cuck, which are usually ingredients for disaster. So I had to check with myself and the Lord to see if all of those things were really me, and I know that they're not. The only thing that I am is broke. But get in line, buddy. That shit doesn't matter when it comes to getting pussy, because bitches broke too. See, there's a good thing with not necessarily taking what you can get, because you need to get out of that mentality in the first place. That's the first thing that should change. But when it comes to bitches that are you are fucking or giving your attention to, that's under your pay grade, the only if they're really under your pay grade, you should be looking at it this way. Something that I say to myself all the fucking time, which is basically this: you need to be looking at those women as what Family Guy said, Meg, you're something what we guys call a practice girl. I mean, seriously, if a bitch, if you're just, here's what you do. If you're just trying to get your dick game up, that's fine. If you're just trying to fuck a fat bitch, never fuck ugly, always fuck fat, because ugly is just a regret. It's a pool of regret that just is something that you never want to look at. A fat bitch is like, yeah, I'll fuck her. Fuck her in the winter, okay? Fuck fat bitches in the winter. In summer, nah, leave that shit alone. That shit gonna smell like all types of smells. And the only thing that's gonna cover that up is the food that she got cooking, you know. But by fat bitch, I don't mean chubby. I mean fat. You know what I'm saying? Because chubby bitches like to play too. But you know, if they a little cute, you know what I'm saying? They can do make a little song, but you know, whatever. So they're not as easy as you think they are, but they need dick too. So if you try and get your dick game up, fuck a fat bitch. Don't fuck an old bitch. That's not what you want. That's not what you want. Here's what's gonna happen when you fuck an old bitch. They're gonna wanna fuck a billion times. The pussy's not tight. It's wrinkly as shit. She's wrinkly as shit. And she might be smelling good. She might look good, but just no, bro. She's gonna wanna fuck you all. She's going to want to drain your dick. Little 18-year-old college girls, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know, that's how women look at them, as you don't know what you're doing. And they don't know, and they don't care. They think they like have this, oh, I'm a girl, I don't have to know that he wants me, like, it's all for me. Like, no. When it comes to older women, they're about their business. They'll suck you dry and keep sucking till the rest of your balls come out of your dick.